Alright, what is going on, you guys? My name is Bubba, and welcome back to another insane story. Now, before I do get into the story, I just want to mention that I know my mic doesn't sound the best, but I'm currently on vacation, so I apologize. It's only for a couple videos. Anyways, going on, today's story is about something insane that happened back when I was in high school. Now, I think we all know what skinny dipping is, and skinny dipping sometimes is fun, but at the same time, it's really awkward. It's almost like going to a nude beach. And I remember one time back when I was in high school, funny enough, around this time of winter, I went skinny dipping. And luckily, it was me and a bunch of girls. And by a bunch, I mean like 7. Let me explain. Basically, back when I was in high school, I remember there was this group that was basically going on a ski and snowboard trip. Me, I really don't ski or even snowboard at that matter. But still, I mean, I wanted to go because knowing that there was a bunch of chicks going and not a lot of the guys were going because apparently there was some cool dude event that was going on, I decided to sign myself up. So I remember I ended up going home, running to my mom and dad saying, "Hey, mom, dad, listen, I really want to go to this trip. Can we please go? Can I please?" I remember my mom looks at me and sees how it's a ski and snowboard trip, and she looks at me saying, Bubba, you never ski or snowboard. Why do you want to go?" And I told her, "Mom, it's important for my education." I think all parents know that when a kid says it's for their education, it's for their damn education. Like, come on, man, just let me go. So I remember she ended up letting me go and ended up paying literally $200 just for me to go ski and snowboarding. I remember the day of, I remember I was Snapchatting everyone saying how I was going on this trip. A lot of the guys were weirded out because knowing that there were only like a couple of girls going was not really worth it to them. But for me, well, I knew it was going to be worth it. Because if you guys don't know or don't remember, I'm a helpless romantic. If I get the opportunity to find love, I'm going to take it. Even if it means doing the devil's tango with a ton of different women. Anyways, going on with the story, I remember I ended up meeting up with everyone at the bus. When we got on the bus, I remember literally there were only 7 girls on that bus. Apparently not a lot of people could afford the ski and snowboard trip, but luckily my parents paid for it with their credit card. So going on, I remember basically sitting beside a girl that was actually pretty attractive. She sat beside me on the bus, and basically we ended up going all the way there. Now, reminder, the drive was like, I want to say like 2 hours. So 2 hours sitting beside a girl, well, you get to learn a lot about them. For example, how many ex-boyfriends she has, the things that make her happy, the things that make her sad, basically everything I need to know if I want to do the devil's tango with her. But that wasn't the only thing. Knowing that there were only 7 girls on the bus and me, the only guy there, a lot of girls started to talk to each other. They're all questioning why I was on this trip, but I ended up just telling all of them together saying, "Oh, you know, I like snowboarding." Even though I've never actually snowboarded yet, but they all didn't care. But I remember on the side, 2 girls in the back of the bus were talking to each other, and one of them said, "Oh my goodness, like we should definitely go skinny dipping. Like, oh my goodness, like it's gonna be so fun. We should go in the hot tub at the resort." And then the other girl right beside her ended up saying, "OMG, let me text the group chat real quick." And basically, all of the girls had their notifications literally go off about a message that this girl sent out saying how they were gonna do a skinny dipping like event for themselves. I was really excited to hear this. You guys have no idea how exciting it is when you get to sit in a bus full of girls and knowing you get the opportunity to see them all not wearing anything. Well, you're kind of winning at life at that point. Anyways, going on with the story, I remember when I heard this, I was excited. I was like, okay, I think I know what I have to do. So I ended up looking over the girl's phone that was sitting right beside me, and I ended up seeing her text the group chat saying, "Yeah, but we have like Bubba on the trip. I don't think we can." And then I remember another girl ended up messaging the group chat, and I looked over her phone to see this, and this is no joke. She literally said, "Doesn't he have like a giant eggplant though?" Oh my goodness. The expectations were high, boys. You already know this was gonna get insane. I remember at this point, we ended up getting to the ski resort, and basically everyone started going into the hotel rooms getting ready. Me, I went inside my hotel room, and knowing I had a room all to myself because I was the only guy on the trip was the best thing ever. I remember I basically get everything undone and basically just started relaxing on the bed, laying down. And then the teacher knocks on the door saying, "Hey, Bubba, can I talk to you for a second?" The teacher ends up walking into my room and basically starts talking to me. He ended up telling me, "Hey, listen, so a lot of the girls are curious of, you know, if you're going to be comfortable on the trip. None of them want you to go home for some reason, but they want to just know if you're going to be okay." I ended up telling my teacher that I was going to be a-okay and nothing bad was going to happen to me. And he was like, "Oh, okay, just, you know, be smart with your choices." Oh, hell yeah, I was. Well, at least I thought so. Going on with the story, I remember this is where things got insane. We ended up going up to the ski hill, and a lot of girls started looking at me. Well, basically all 7 of them. They all looked at me and then looked back at their phones, and I'm not joking when I say this, girls are literally addicted to their phone. Like, it's like their way of base communication. Unless you talk about eye contact, then at this point, I don't really know. That's kind of scary. Anyways, like I was saying, basically they kept going off and on about looking at me, going on their their phone. It was just a back and forth situation until I decided to walk up to one of the girls saying, hey, like, what's going on? You excited to go down this hill? She ends up looking at me, and for some reason she looked at my eggplant, and then she just straight up blurred this out saying, okay, I have like a serious question. Like, are you packing? What is what I said? Why would I pack? I just got here. She ends up laughing saying, no, not that silly. I mean, like, are you packing? As she points at my eggplant. I told her, oh yeah, it's enormous, dude. I got so many alibis. Just text any girl back at the high school. And I ended up walking away being all cocky. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I thought this was a bad move, being cocky, but it ended up getting her more excited. Because from then, all the girls started to come around me and basically stayed around me the whole entire trip. Literally the whole time, all these girls were coming close to me. They were holding my thigh. It got to the point where they were basically almost cuddling me the entire trip. It was pretty good until nighttime came. Now, this is the part where everything gets really exciting. I remember literally sitting in my bed, laying down at night, having one night in the hotel by myself. But as I was laying down, my phone just started getting crazy notifications on Snapchat. I went and checked my phone and I look at it and I'm like, what's going on? I see that I got added to a girl's group chat. I look into the group chat and I saw all of them talking about skinny dipping. I'm like, yo, am I supposed to be in here? Trying to act like I didn't know what was going on. And then all the girls ended up texting me saying, hey, like, just meet up like outside near the hot tub. We're all gonna like skinny dip in there. And then afterwards, we're gonna go down to the water. It's like literally like freezing outside is what I texted them back. They all ended up laughing and basically sending laughing emojis saying, you'll be fine, silly, just come on. So I remember I ended up getting my swim trunks and I went down there and basically got to the hot tub. When I got there, all the girls, and I'm not even joking when I say this is straight out of like the Devil's Hub like scene. No joke, 7 girls in the hot tub not wearing anything. I was freaking out. I'm like, no way this is actually happening. And then I remember as I was walking up to the hot tub, these girls looked at me and said, why are you wearing swim trunks? You're literally not supposed to wear anything. Oh, I'm sorry. I ended up getting inside the hot tub with my swim trunks and then taking them off. So the water would kind of cover my eggplant. Knowing it's a hot tub too, the bubbles would go off. When I did that though, all the girls were coming near me. And one of the girls even took my swim shorts and threw them out of the hot tub. Like, what? They were all surrounding me, kind of being awkward. And honestly, at first it was really awkward for me, but as the girls started to come close to me and basically started touching my thigh, which was really near my eggplant, that's when I'm like, all right, it's go time. I started cuddling with all these girls. We started all chilling together. And then like 20 minutes in, I'm not even joking, I started making out with one of them. Literally 7 girls. It was mind blowing to me. And then I remember the best part was that one of the girls was like, okay guys, let's go to the water, like before the teacher like notices we're gone. At first I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. But basically all of us ended up not wearing anything, getting out of the hot tub and running for the pool. We ended up going into the freezing cold water that was the pool. And it was insane. When we hopped in, we all started making noises. We all started like, hanging out. And I remember all the girls just kept staring at my eggplant as if they never seen one before. It was super embarrassing and super awkward, but at the same time, it was super fun. Like, I don't regret it. I would definitely do it again if I could. Anyways, like I was saying, going on with the story, I remember like 10 minutes in of being skinny dipping, basically in that pool, I remember a teacher ends up basically hearing us and he comes out of the door and literally sees us over the balcony seeing what's going on. At first, he just stares for like 2 minutes. He literally stared for like 2 minutes like it was nothing. Kind of creepy, but at the same time, the teacher was like, what, 4 years older than us? 5 years older? It wasn't that weird. He was in his 20s. But then, literally out of nowhere, the teacher decides to yell, all right, everyone back in the rooms. This is baloney. Everyone get back in the rooms right now. This is not allowed, guys. Come on. Don't make me tell your parents. All the girls start yelling and giggling as they start running back to the room. And me, I literally held my eggplant with my 2 hands and basically sprinted. You guys have no idea how hard it is to cover because it's massive. Anyways, going on with the story, I remember I got back to my hotel room and I closed the door out of pure embarrassment. It was super embarrassing. But then I remember 20 minutes later, I got a knock on the door and I opened it and it was one of the girls that was skinny dipping with us. She was one of the hotter girls and she walked into my room saying, I wasn't done with you yet. And basically me and her, we ended up doing the Devil's Tango. It was super funny and super hilarious. And honestly, like, I don't regret it at all. I remember the next day she ended up waking up beside me and we ended up like, basically wrapping up the trip because it was only like a 1-day trip, but it was super fun and super exciting to go on. And to this day, I'll forever remember it. Anyways, guys, that's basically it for today's story. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I always say, follow for more embarrassing stories. Peace out, guys.